Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Update, your go-to source for the latest news, expert insights, and real-time developments on Iraq's currency, economy, and financial reforms. Whether you're a long-time investor or just curious about the dinar, you're in the right place. The journey to stabilizing the Iraqi dinar has been long, intricate, and shaped by decades of economic transitions, sanctions, foreign interventions, and internal structural reforms. One of the most critical indicators of Iraq's progress in reclaiming the strength of its national currency lies in the narrowing, or as some have described it, the closing, of the gap between the official exchange rate set by the Central Bank of Iraq and the parallel market rate, often referred to as the black market rate. This gap, which at times has significantly distorted the real value of the Iraqi dinar, IQD, has been a source of deep concern for the people of Iraq and for those internationally who have chosen to invest in the nation's currency in anticipation of future economic normalization and possible revaluation. The official exchange rate represents the value of the Iraqi dinar as determined and managed by the central authorities, reflecting an intent to stabilize and control the monetary system. This rate is essential in facilitating formal trade, international payments, and government transactions. On the other hand, the market or parallel rate often emerges in times of financial instability, lack of trust in the banking system, or inadequate foreign exchange supply. When these two rates diverge widely, it signals underlying weaknesses in monetary policy, currency supply controls, and the broader economic framework. When the official rate and the market rate of the dinar are significantly different, it leads to inefficiencies in pricing, encourages smuggling, promotes corruption, and discourages public trust in the financial institutions. Moreover, businesses and ordinary citizens suffer as they must pay higher prices for imported goods, transact with multiple exchange platforms, or resort to unofficial channels to meet their currency needs. For investors, both domestic and international, this dual-rate system introduces ambiguity, reduces confidence in long-term monetary predictability, and complicates financial forecasting. For those who have invested in the Iraqi dinar over the years, whether they are financial institutions, sovereign investors, or individuals who believe in Iraq's long-term potential, the narrowing of the exchange rate gap is a pivotal signal. It is a confirmation that the central bank and the broader government are steering toward monetary normalization. For years, these investors have held the belief that Iraq, with its vast natural resources, youthful population, and strategic location, holds untapped value. But that value was suppressed under rigid exchange systems, inconsistent monetary rules, and distortions caused by parallel markets. A float, therefore, is not simply a technical adjustment, it is a liberation of economic potential. The float will offer a platform upon which the true strength of Iraq's economy and currency can be revealed. Investors will finally see a rate that reflects both the internal capabilities of Iraq's economy and the external demand for its goods, services, and financial assets. In this new era, price discovery, the process through which a currency finds its true value, will take place in the open market, giving both Iraqi citizens and foreign investors a shared, transparent metric for valuation. The speculative cloud surrounding the dinar's future will dissipate as real-time, market-based exchange rates become the norm, not the exception. Yet, perhaps the most promising aspect of this transformation is that it benefits not only Iraq and the dinar but also the US dollar. The dynamic between the dinar and the dollar in Iraq has always been complex. The dollar has functioned as both a stable store of value and a parallel medium of exchange, particularly when trust in the dinar waned. But as Iraq reforms its financial architecture and the dinar becomes more robust and credible, the need for heavy dollarization diminishes. This does not undermine the role of the dollar. In fact, it strengthens it through legitimacy rather than dependency. A properly floated and internationally respected dinar will operate alongside the dollar, not in competition with it, but in synergy. Iraq's dollar reserves, which backstop its currency and fund imports, will remain critical. A narrow spread between official and market rates reduces currency arbitrage, protects reserves, and enhances bilateral trade settlements. The US, as Iraq's major trade and strategic partner, benefits from a stronger Iraqi financial system because it fosters regional stability, ensures compliance with sanctions regimes, and opens new opportunities for American businesses in Iraq. Furthermore, in an increasingly multipolar world where financial systems are becoming fragmented along geopolitical lines, Iraq's ability to stabilize its currency and link it credibly to the dollar-dominated global system is a win for both sides. American policymakers often view economic integration and monetary alignment as soft power tools to encourage democratic governance, anti-corruption efforts, and economic transparency. The float, when executed properly, signals that Iraq is ready to engage with the global financial system not as a volatile outlier but as a cooperative and disciplined partner. In summary, the convergence of the official and market exchange rates of the Iraqi dinar is more than a technical or bureaucratic achievement. It is the foundational step in a much broader, transformative economic journey. This narrowing of the gap represents a turning point in Iraq's path to economic sovereignty, monetary credibility, and full integration into global financial markets. For Iraqi citizens, it holds the promise of enhanced purchasing power, more affordable goods, and restored confidence in their national currency. For investors, it signals the long-awaited beginning of a float, where market forces can truly value the dinar based on Iraq's real economic strength and not on distorted mechanisms. And for both the dinar and the US dollar, the closing of this gap is not a zero-sum game but a mutually beneficial evolution. The dinar becomes stronger through reform and credibility. The dollar maintains its anchor role in a region critical to global energy markets and geopolitical balance. Both currencies can thrive side by side in a system that rewards transparency, encourages trade, and promotes mutual trust. What may seem like a technical shift in exchange rate management is, in truth, a profound leap toward economic renewal, national pride, and international legitimacy for Iraq, its citizens, and its partners. Thanks for tuning into Iraqi Dinar Update. If you found this content helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat on Iraq's evolving financial landscape. Stay informed and stay ready.